Hey, what's up? Yeah, you. That's right, I'm talking to you. You clicked, so here we are, just me and you. All right, well, I think today I'm going to talk about dementia and my experience with it through my father who suffers from it. And yeah, I guess it all started a few years back. He started showing symptoms of it. About 2 summers ago. No, what was it? 2 summers ago, I had went back to see him because he had been deteriorating rather quickly over the past year before that. So I wanted to get back to see him before he got to a point where he wouldn't remember who I was. So kind of all my family gathered. He kind of had a family reunion over the summer. So we all gathered back there 2 summers ago. And as I said, he was pretty bad at that point. And one night, I'm just going to tell about it, something that happened one night. I was sleeping. I was sharing a room upstairs in the bedroom with my brother, who was home for a few weeks. And in the middle of the night, about 3:30 in the morning, 3:30 a.m. or so, my mother comes up there, wakes us up. Wake up, wake up. Your father's gone. He's gone. Your father's gone. We, of course, groggy, just waking up, jump out of bed. What? He's gone. I don't know where he is. My older brother just shoots right out the house, downstairs, out the front door. I can hear him already out there yelling for my father. Hey, Pop. You know, running up and down the street. I could hear him. And so I started asking my mother, hey, before I run out, you're just trying to gather some intel. What happened? What do you mean he's gone? When did he go? What happened? And she has no idea. I don't know when he went. We went to sleep around 11, and I woke up to use the bathroom, and I saw he was gone. I looked around the house. I couldn't find him, and I saw the back sliding door in the kitchen is open. I think he went out that way. So I grabbed my phone and turned my phone light on, and I run out the back door into the backyard through the sliding door, and I'm out there running around yelling for him. It's kind of a big backyard with no fence that goes into our neighbor's property, and I'm out there shouting, Pop, where you at? So now I'm out there running around the neighborhood. My other brother's in the front of the house running around the neighborhood. We're both shouting, looking around for him, and about 5-10 minutes go by, and no luck, we can't find him. So I go back inside the house, try to get some more information from my mother, and I just tell her, call the police. Tell them what's going on, try to get some cruisers, get some police out there looking for him. So she calls the police, and I jump in her car and just scan the neighborhood. I think, all right, I'm just going to start driving up and down all the streets and kind of zipping along slow but fast, going from this street to that street, slowly scanning, looking, putting the high beams on and looking around. And oh man, so many thoughts going through my mind at that time, just like, oh shit, thinking just the worst kind of goes through your mind, thinking, what if I see him on the side of the road, and what if he's, I don't know, got hit by a car or slumped over somewhere. Anyway, so I'm searching up and down the streets, and this goes on for, I don't even know how long it was, I guess 10 minutes or so. It felt like longer, but it's probably about 10 minutes of driving up and around the streets, maybe 15 minutes. I go by there's this big, not a lake, but a big, really big water reservoir or pond. And I'm thinking, Jesus, man, when we walked around that pond, I'm getting, again, bad thoughts going through my mind. What if he tried to go in the pond, or he's thinking I'm not going to see him floating face down in the pond? Anyway, so I'm just, you know, kind of going into a panic at this point a bit, thinking, where could he be? You know, we don't know how long he's been out because, like I said, my mother said she went to sleep at 11, so he could have been out. It's 3:30 at this point. He might have just left 10 minutes ago, but he might have been out there walking around for hours. We didn't know. I run around, scan around the pond, yelling his name, looking in the water. Thank God, didn't see anything around there. So I jump back into my car, and right as I get back into my car, a police car kind of pulls up right next to me. And I'm thinking, oh, shit, he might think I'm just some strange guy out here wondering what I'm doing in the middle of the morning, middle of the night, almost 4 a.m. by this point. So he rolls down his window, puts his window down. I'm just looking, hey, I'm looking for my father. He's missing. He's older. He's like 80. He's 83. And he's like, yeah, we got the call. We found him. He's up the road there at the, and he said there's some name of this, it's kind of like this clinic, kind of a hospital, a small clinic where actually they do have patients that stay overnight, but, they closed at night. And he said, yeah, he's up there. And I thought, oh, okay. I remember now I knew what he was talking about. So I jump in, I was like, oh, thank you. Thanks. Thank God. Huge relief just rushes over me. And I jump in my car and speed up there, and I get in there, and there's a couple other police cars in there. He's sitting in the back of the car, and they're just kind of watching him. And I jump out of my car, and I start talking to him and thanking him. And they say, yeah, somebody saw him walking around here. One of the workers inside the clinic, that the desk worker or something, the overnight security, saw him walk around and called us. We had got the call that I think my mother had put in, and anyway, so there he is in the car, and I said, thanks guys, thank you guys so much. All right, I got him from here, and my father's in his t-shirt and boxer shorts and no shoes, bare feet, and he's sitting in the back of the car. It's like, you don't want to laugh, but it was, you looking back on it now, it's quite funny because he's looking at me, and he was like having a great old time. He's like laughing with the police and talking to them, and he's like, hey, there's my boy. Hey, the cavalry's here. The cavalry's here. He kept saying. And he's like, hey, what took you so long? I've been waiting for you. And I'm just like, all right, Bob, come on. So, I get him by the arm, and I walk him back to my car, and after I thank the police and get him in my car, and I'm like, Bob, what are you doing? You can't just go wandering off at the night like that. He said, I was following the lights. The lights were guiding me, and I was just following them. They were like a landmark, like a beacon. I just kept following them. I'm like, what are you talking about? The lights? What do you mean the lights, Pop? The Christmas lights. They were guiding me. And then it struck me, and I was like, oh, he's talking about, because in the backyard, through the sliding door we went out of, kitchen, the backyard area, that my mother had decorated the small bush back there with a few little white lights that looked like Christmas lights, and he must have been talking about those. And he kept going on and on about the lights, and the lights kept gathering. I just kept following them, and they just guided me home. And I was like, all right, Bob, well, good job. Good thing you followed those lights. They kept you safe. And I'm just going, it's just all thoughts just going through my mind, like, wow, just so glad I just got him right here now in the car with me. And I didn't even bother calling my mother, so I got him yet, because, I was zipping home. I knew I'd be home in just a minute. I pull in. As I'm pulling in, my brother's still out in the middle of the street, and he's like talking to my mother, panicking. They turn over and they see me pulling with, father, pop in the car there, passenger seat. Everybody just lets out this huge relief. My mother tears up, starts crying, and we bring him in the house and sit him down, and everybody tries to settle down, and about an hour go by, and everyone just kind of goes back to tries to go back to sleep. I went back upstairs with my brother. We couldn't get back to sleep. We just kind of just kept talking about it. And one thing we kept coming back to was like, God, man, Jesus, it's lucky it wasn't wintertime. Because, I'm from a small town. It's a small town up in northeast of America. So, we have real cold blizzard winters. He was out there walking around in his underwear and his bare feet in the middle of the winter. That wouldn't have been good. So we kind of kept coming back to that and just what we got to do from here on out to stop him from doing that again. So the next morning we all came up with different ideas. We put some alarms on the doors and some kind of latch locks on the doors and things like that to prevent him from doing that again, which actually helped because he actually tried to do it again a couple times after that. But all the alarms went off that we put on the doors. It would be in the middle of the night, yang, yang, yang. We'd all wake up and jump out of bed, and my mother get him and bring him back into the bed, and that's kind of how it went for the rest of the summer. It's just such a hard thing. As anybody out there listening to this knows, you got a loved one with dementia. It's like a long goodbye. It's hard. I mean, they're there in front of you physically. You see them deteriorating, but at the same time, they're just not there mentally. So it's hard. And actually, this past summer, I went back to see him again, and he can't even walk anymore. About 6-7 months ago, he kind of lost the ability, all the muscle in his legs, his ability to walk. So now he's basically in a chair that we push him around in, and he's hanging in there. Anyway, just wanted to tell that story. Out.